So the issue of breadth is always at work here at the college, and should there come a time when the college should say, we really should broaden out and open up to a Roman Catholic stance. And that's not just a matter of will you hire a Roman Catholic professor because this is a person who really loves the Lord and is a good teacher. No, that's the institution saying, we've always had these boundaries, but we are going to broaden out, and now our boundaries are going to be like this. And they're going to encompass a Roman Catholic stand and a traditional Reformation stance. That's a huge move. And it'd be very tempting just to make the move in terms of a really good faculty member. That's what happened with Professor Huxell. Really great guy, Josh, a great guy, great teacher. And he converted to the Roman Catholic Church. And that was exactly what the issue was. I can talk about this. Usually you can't talk about employment issues because it's all confidentiality. But Josh was doing this all out in the public and was talking freely about it. So once he's able to do it, we can be freer. Because this is really not about Josh Huxell. This is about the hiring policy of Wheaton College. That's something I can talk about freely. And Josh just made himself an example of this hiring policy. But it wasn't just a case of wanting to keep a really good professor. It was saying, whoa, by making that move, we would be broadening the boundaries of this systemic institution to include and legitimize something that has always been, big, something outside the boundaries of what Wheaton has ever been. And the board just looked at that and said, we don't think that's the right thing to do at this stage. That's not to say it couldn't happen in the future. As I say, none of this is set in stone. What is, I think, crystal clear is how important the issue of integrity is. Because if you're going to have a systemic institution, where the institution, according to the famous statement, the AAC and AAUP statement on academic freedom, says that it goes back to the early 40s, that institutions like Wheaton have a legitimacy provided you are very upfront and open about these stipulations, about who you are, these boundaries. And people only come to you voluntarily with their eyes open. We have a very strong vested interest in keeping crystal clear, to be, as I say in the book, clear, public, and explicit about this definition of ourselves. There's a so-called limitations clause in this statement that is designed to make room for places like Wheaton. It's really important for us to be a place that takes this issue very seriously, the integrity of this issue. If we're saying this is who we are, here's where we stand. On these issues, all of us here, we're of like mind. We are a community that stands in a particular place. And it is from that place, that stance, that we engage the world, engage the academy, engage all the topics, everything we study, everything we learn. We have to be very upfront about it on the front end, but also it's what I call here the voluntary principle is crucial. Because the moment someone comes and doesn't really believe the statement that they're signing, number one, a huge integrity problem for them. But also then all of the criticisms of the systemic model start to be true. That if when I sign this statement, I don't really believe that part of it, but I sign it anyway. Now I'm here and I have to really muzzle what I really believe. I have to hide what I really think. And so the stance of the institution begins to chafe me, and it's like a straitjacket on what I can say. On the other hand, if I come to the institutional stance and I say, that's me, those are my views. Whoa, so my signing of that statement becomes an expression of who I am and what I believe, and I work out of my own convictions. The moment those aren't my convictions, yet I'm still here having to pretend that they are, we are falling right into the trap of the critic who says the systemic institution violates academic freedom. So, I mean, it's crucial for us and the maintenance of this model, this systemic model, that we really take seriously the issue of integrity when any of us come to this document. It's the same issue you students face with the community covenant. You never have to affirm the statement of faith, and no one ever asks you to do that. But you do come and sign on to the community covenant, and all of these issues of integrity come right down to you when you affirm that. If you affirm that in such a way as to, you sign it to get in, but you blow it off and you don't even mind, it worries me when I see students do that, because what are you teaching yourself? What are you learning about being a person of integrity who swears to his own hurt but does not change? What about your marriage vows? What kind of a citizen are you? What kind of employee are you? If you can so easily give your word, say something, and then blow it off. Jesus was the hardest on hypocrites, the whited sepulchre, the one who makes himself appear something on the outside, but inside is really not that at all. How hard was Jesus on that? We have to be a community of people who are not whited sepulchres, students, faculty, presidents. We have to be people of integrity who, when we say we give our word to something, we say yes, we mean yes. And if I don't mean yes, then don't say it. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. Be that kind of a person of integrity. Well, these are the issues, three key issues, the nature of these two models, number one. Secondly, the whole question of how broadly or narrowly does an institution define itself, and that's wide open to debate. And then thirdly, this issue of integrity gets thrown up. That's why it upsets me to see that article show up in Books and Culture and passed by the editors as if this is sort of a legitimate, this is the way Catholics and Protestants are just different this way. Excuse me, I think the Roman Catholic Church doesn't think that, I guarantee you. And Thomas More certainly doesn't think that way. And to talk about Catholics as if, they're real relaxed about this. They give their word to things all the time they don't really mean. I mean, what a slam on Catholic people that is. I think that's intolerable. If I was a Catholic, I'd be insulted by that. I think it's bogus, and it concerns me there's so much of this around. Let's open it up. Let's spend the rest of our time just whatever you want to, questions, comments.